starting out of the gates, I mean, Jake, what's your impression of what's going on out there? And is Elon still, a genius who's going to be able to turn all this stuff around, or has he finally met his match in what he's taken on here? What's your read on what everyone's talking about right now in Silicon Valley?
Yeah, the only thing I can say with confidence is I've considered canceling my Netflix subscription and just reading Elon's tweets over the last few weeks, because they are, oh my gosh, they're golden at times. And it's you would not expect a public company CEO to be engaging in some of those ways. But it's anybody's guess. Some folks will say, why is he wasting all this time here where he has all these world-changing companies that he should be leading and really focusing on? And yeah, I think there's a case to be made that Twitter is our de facto public square, right? It's worth the focus of somebody really, really smart. And Ben, you mentioned Kathy Wood. She calls Elon the Thomas Edison of our time, right? Because he's such breadth, such depth, a really neat character. But I do think that he's working really hard to extricate himself from Twitter. He's trying to hand it over to some folks that, at least from what some people are saying, weren't that interested in taking it on. So he doesn't have the heir apparent at this point. But I would say, it turns out empirically there are really only three categories or three times where a public company CEO deeply derives an outcome in terms of value creation. The first one is when they are the ones that are setting culture, right? And there's more research on this happening in the faith-driven sphere, especially. Second one is when there's a major transition. The third one is when the company is a very innovative company and the CEO is driving that innovation, a la Steve Jobs. And so it's such a good question. Long way of just getting my affirmation of your question, because he's such a smart, gifted guy who probably does derive the value that a lot of these companies are delivering, especially the earlier ones like the Neuralinks and others that are potential categories in the future that need him in the earlier days more than maybe a Tesla does or others that have a bevy of engineers and leaders. But it's certainly a notable time to watching a leader like Elon.